Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. I'm in my brand new closet studio. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that they're building a house next door to me with like really loud drills, and it's crazy. And it was right outside of the room where I used to record. So now I've transferred myself to this little closet. But Ricky said she can't tell a difference. It looks the same to you, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yes, I am coming to you live from my closet. So.
And
we're gonna.
So I hope you appreciate it.
Right. Yes. I had the door closed, but I'm like, ooh, it gets a little stuffy in here. So I don't know, but maybe I shouldn't. I usually wear like a big sweater because it was cold downstairs. But now that I'm in a closet, not as cold. So
Yeah.
it gets warmer a little faster. So we'll see how it goes. But we're back to talk about Love is Blind France, episodes 5 to 7. You guys loved the first 4. So we're going to keep going. I'm really loving it too. I feel like, yeah, these people seem like they're not really thinking about how they're going to look on TV, and they're just being themselves, like flaws and all, good and bad. And you're really seeing the experiment the way it was designed to be. Like, can you really love someone when you didn't see them and you are just honest? Like, these are things that I didn't really want in a partner. So I think it's a nice change maybe from like the USA one, which has become a little more like contrived, maybe we'll say. So
Right.
yes. But before we get into that, we got any receipt reports or some tea about the France cast, right?
There is tea. There has been tea. The problem with French tea is that we don't understand it.
Yes.
But there has been some about so I've received some information about Yannik, but honestly it's like super duper old that I don't even think it's fair to bring it up. It's an ex-girlfriend who basically said he owed her some money and he's not a good person. But I'm like, that was
It was like
20 years ago. So
20?
maybe 10, like at least 10.
Okay.
I gotta look back at the dates, but again, I was like, okay, people change, like no, I'm not gonna take this with anything, but that he's typically or known for dating more so white girls, so they were surprised to see him with Tatiana. There was that. Again, I said, like, when I got the information, I was just kind of like, thank you for sharing. I'll share it exclusively with the pod people, for just some like little exclusive tea, but like also like it's so long ago that like grain of salt, so and then a ex-girlfriend situationship of Thomas has come forward basically saying he's not an architect, he's a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And he
a little different.
yeah, and that basically he's full of shit, which we did see in these new episodes. Like, he's got some a lot of situationships apparently, so and he clapped back basically saying he's that's not an ex, that it's a situationship, but they had matching tattoos, so kind of
that's a little serious. Did he say anything about the carpenter architect thing? I didn't.
No, he was just more so focused on the fact that you're not my ex, you're like a situationship, but like y'all have
men will get a matching tattoo with you and still say this is not a relationship.
Let that be a lesson learned, ladies. These men, a commitment, a tattoo does not mean that he's
permanent.
So.
A permanent, lifelong thing on their body does not mean they're serious about you. So don't take it that way. So.
Don't take it that way. I want to read exactly what she said because it was obviously we had to have it translated because we don't understand French. That's the only thing with the Love is Blind in France tea is people keep asking me to like, oh, there's tea, and I'm like, I can't really understand it. There was some tea with Cynthia in her past, which I'm like, I'm not even going to talk about that because I don't need her doing a spell on me. Okay.
Yes. The tea on Cynthia is very, we'll just say witchcrafty. Obviously, rumors. We have no receipts. It's just people talking about her past. So if you want to go look that up, you can, but we won't.
Yeah. It's also, there is a YouTube video of her circulating. Obviously she's talking in French, but in this video she is talking about allegedly, because I can't understand the video, but in the video she is saying that she is a witch and she sacrificed her parents and all of this dark witchy stuff.
Okay.
And it is
So
coming from
there
her.
is receipts then.
Yes, it's
Oh,
coming from her mouth. I don't know if in the video she says she sacrificed her parents. That's just what people are saying. Again, it's a translation, so I'm not
it's harder
sure
for
what
us to
she said.
verify the
It's
tea
harder for us to verify,
because
but in the video, allegedly, people who do speak French are saying that she is talking about witchcraft, being in a witchy situation, and like the witchcraft claims are valid because allegedly that is what she is saying in the video. But I can't
oh,
confirm nor deny because I don't speak French. So
right. Yes, I know. I was thinking it'd be so nice to do some interviews, but I don't know that that would be possible because I'm not sure if any of them speak English or not. We could maybe
yeah,
ask,
I
but
don't think so.
I
Okay,
did see Cynthia in my comments speaking English, but I don't know. It's just she's just replying to some people because I put the clip up of her uh, meeting Jonathan. That's her
uh-huh,
man, right? Yeah,
yeah,
and just the height difference. And I will say, so many people in the comments, men particularly, were like, "Well, why did she wear heels? It's her fault." And I'm like, "That's the whole point. She wants to be able to wear heels. That is why when a woman is looking for, I think that's the main problem, right? The
yeah.
woman is looking for a man that's tall so she can wear her heels, feel beautiful, wear what she wants, and not have these problems." So
Yeah,
people were
but I
blaming
will
her.
say my opinions on Cynthia completely changed after these new batch of episodes. So, but we'll
Yeah.
get in. We will get into this. This is what Thomas's ex had to say, or ex situationship. So they met on a dating app during lockdown, and he's attracting women always with the same line about being a damaged man, being reserved, and that the mother of his child is crazy. They went out on a first date where right from the start he talked about his sales. And by the way, he's not an architect or interior decorator as stipulated in the show, but a carpenter. He did a bit of love bombing, and after 48 hours of dating, they shared a tattoo. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that's intense. Um, a rose. They lost touch. In the meantime, he dated a friend of hers. Ooh, and
Ooh.
oop, but they didn't make the connection until well after they'd been seeing the same man. Then they started dating again. They constantly went to her place, but he never invited her to his. There was a lot left unsaid about him. One day and again, this is a translation, so that's why it's reading a bit strange. One day she
Mhm.
remarked that she sensed he liked men. He didn't like it, got upset, and sent her an inflammatory message telling her that she's a golden digger, a gold digger, and that no man would want her because she'd taken part in a TV show called Married at First Sight. Also,
Oh,
that is one of the worst blows he'd and then the message cuts off. But this is her video. I wonder if this is Eleanor? I don't think so because the TikTok says Sarah. So, but this was the video, and then somebody was kind enough to translate what she
translated
said.
it. Thank
So,
you to that person. Because yeah, we're trying to get the tea, but it's hard when it's not in English. So we're
yeah,
doing our best. But
yeah. So there,
yes,
that's the tea on so far. I think one of
seems
Jonathan's exes came out too, but again, I don't think she said much. I gotta dig into that one more and get a translator.
yeah, I know. And the people in the comments, again, I tried to post some clips just so I could let people know we were recapping it. And they got mad again, calling us lazy for watching it dubbed. And I don't watch it dubbed, but I can't post French clips because I already was getting a bunch of French people following me and they're going to be disappointed when they see the rest of my content. So it just messes with the algorithm. But
Yeah,
people
yeah,
get very offended by dubbing. And I don't really get that because if I came across someone watching the US version and they dubbed it in their language, I would just think that's cool. Like you're watching it in all these different countries. It's not just being seen in France. Like how cool is that? But no, they don't like it. So, but
yeah.
it
Oh
has to
well,
be done
it
if we
has
want
to
to
be done.
post.
Oh well.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of other countries are watching this one, right? So
Yeah, they are.
France.
This one seems very, very popular. And with
Mm,
good reason. Like honestly, like the drama is dramaing. Like what
yes.
so
Yeah.
let's get into it. You want to do it by couple or how do you want to do it? Because I just have so many thoughts all
I
across the
know.
board. Um,
Ricky, my favorite season is here. There is a chill in the air, crispy leaves on the ground, and it's got me thinking about my favorite fall recipes that I like to make. Do you have any favorites?
Girl, I have been using HelloFresh to make soups. I love soups in the fall. I love like hearty meals, and I made their beef stew the other day. It fed me for like a week. It was supposed to only be for 2 people, but I really could feed like 8. Like, so meals are just like much bigger and like it's just they have the best new fall recipe. Have you been using HelloFresh?
I have been using HelloFresh. I love it. And you probably noticed that they have doubled their menu lately. So you can now choose from 100 options each week, which is amazing.
Oh my god, I love the healthier meal options because 'cause I'm trying to get fit, and they say summer bodies are made in the winter, so I love that they have a lot of healthier meal options packed with proteins, packed with veggies, and I already told you about the steak and seafood. You get so many more steak and seafood options at no extra cost, so
The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/RR10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. One per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/RR10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. Okay, well, it started off with Kim and Thomas kind of finishing their fight. I was kind of surprised that all of these fights sort of just like dissipated really quickly after it kind of seemed like they were all about to break up, but then Kim and Thomas worked it out. Then we saw Cynthia come to the mixer and she's talking to everybody about what happened with the shoe argument and that she just doesn't want to end up in a toxic relationship, which I thought was smart. Like, that makes sense. So,
but she's the toxic one. So that's the issue.
yeah,
That
the rest.
That is the issue that I am seeing here because I fully agreed with her with the height argument and the heels argument because even as he's explaining it to the guys, he's still saying, I don't care about her height. I don't care about her height. But you do, because if you didn't care
Mhm.
about her height, you would not care about her height. Like you would not
Yeah.
care what shoes she wore. So even as he was explaining it, I don't agree with him on that front, but as the episode went on and seeing their other fights, I said, oh, she is very argumentative. She's very
Mhm.
like she literally told this man, "Why do you have to hum when you eat?" Like everything he does, everything in his being annoys her,
Mhm.
and that's okay. Like just walk away. Like to me, they were fighting entirely too much. But I think the episode started with Kim and Thomas, and again,
Mhm.
they're
Well,
arguing
maybe.
too a lot with over very minimal things.
Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe it'd be easier to talk about it by couple because then otherwise we'll just keep getting ahead of ourselves because it's so hard not to, right? So you want to just stick with Cynthia and Jonathan and keep going with them?
Yeah, let's go with them since I think we didn't see a lot of them in these episodes, right? Because
No.
they were cutting it off and cutting it on and cutting it off, which is never a good sign like this early on. I find I agreed with Cynthia in this argument, but like I said, as the episodes went on, I think it was
Mhm.
very easy to identify that maybe she's the problem. What did you think? Do you think she's the problem or he's the problem?
I thought they were both kind of the problem until the end with the mixer when she came like with the girls out and like trying it was very that's the toxic part, right? Because it's like, okay, they ended it, they're very not compatible, everyone can see that, it's time to move on. And you could tell that she went to that mixer with the intention to get him back, right? She came in very flirty, very like sexual, like talking about his cologne and calling him her baby, and like she hooked him right back in again immediately. So that's when I was like, oh, she's the toxic one, because there was nothing really worth saving about that relationship from what we saw. At least it was just arguing. And so yeah, she gave more of the toxic vibes by the end. At first I was like, I think his ego was so bruised about the shoe thing and he was being just, when you can tell someone's trying to get you back, kind of like he just wanted to get her back for that. He was embarrassed about that. But yeah, then she seemed more toxic by the end. So
Yeah, I don't know. It was like for me, it was the whole like, why are you humming while you're eating? The
mm,
questions about the ex-girlfriends, like she seemed very
yeah.
combative. Like it was very like he's answering the question and you're like, no, context. You're giving me context. Like I want the end result. Like, do you talk to exes or not? Like, and it was just very like
Yeah, I thought I missed something because I'm like, how did that conversation go from 0 to 100? Like, he answered her question and said, like, I did go to an ex's wedding, but it was like a longtime friend and we dated and she was like just being so rude. Like, no, that's not what I'm asking you. But that is what she was asking him. So it felt like she knew something, like she was trying to get him to admit something. Obviously, she knew he was friends with an ex or something. Is that what you gathered
I
too?
don't know what I gathered. I gathered that she was combative, and I gathered that
Mhm.
you have a communication problem. Like, very, very visibly, you guys communicate 2 different ways. He's trying to tell you, like, and I think really his answer was yes, because I have this one friend who technically we dated for a few months.
Uh-huh.
I don't consider it someone I dated because our friendship overshadows the time that we dated, and we're still
Yeah.
friends. You know what I mean? And then it's like, but in on that standpoint, the answer would be yes, right? Technically. And I think that's what she wanted him to say is like, yes, I have a friend that's an ex. And it's like, she's clearly triggered by that or insecure about that. Like,
Mhm.
so the conversation just seemed very argumentative. And I felt like he did a good job at like trying to answer the question. She wasn't happy with his answer. That's what I mean by toxic, and, like, she is a little combative. She is a little mean, which
Yeah.
I'm all for being mean to these men because, hell, they deserve it, but
Yeah.
it's like, you be mean once you got them hooked, not when you what
You're not in the first week of meeting the person. That's a little bit much. So
Yeah, you gotta make sure that they like you, then you can be mean a little bit, but
yeah.
I don't know, I just think that that whole conversation made me like, "Okay, wait, you're actually the problem, like, I don't know, I feel like he did a good job even in their fight. I don't even what the hell was their fight about after the when they broke up? Like, what was that
Yeah.
fight?
Well, he was telling her that she was aggressive and mean and basically all the stuff that we're saying. Like it's not like it was lies. Like he was being honest and like maybe aggressive isn't the right word. I don't know, but he
Combative?
yeah. And sometimes it's the translation, right? So maybe he didn't say aggressive, but yeah, he was just telling her what she's being like. So I don't think she had really a right to get too upset about that because we all saw it. That's what was happening. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what made me realize, like, okay, she's kind of like the issue here. Obviously, an issue of them just not being compatible in general.
yeah.
He said that she's the worst person he ever met.
Yeah.
Based on our translation, I don't know if that's actually what he said, but and he said he never wanted to see her again in his life. And again, like you said,
Mm,
based on what we've seen, there wasn't much to salvage there. Like, you
no.
guys just met in person. Yes, you guys had this pod connection. You just met in person. You're already fighting night one. Should be kind of easy to just let that shit go.
Yeah. Like
But
the honeymoon period, right? Like you should be in the honeymoon period, not in the like I don't know what like some people are like this where they like to nag their partner. They seem to like enjoy it and I don't understand that. Like
Sabrina,
what is fun about that? Yeah, like a lot of them on the show are like that. Kim too. And it's like I don't know. I I don't know how you expect to treat someone that way and like talk to them that way, sort of like you're their mother, and then also expect to have a romantic and sexual connection with them. Like, what man would be attracted to that, and vice versa? If
a
I'm,
lot of men like it, Ashley. Like, a lot of men
yeah,
like a mean, what, not like talk down like you're my mom, but a lot of men
hmm
like a toxic, mean. They find it exciting,
see,
right?
I don't mind them. I get the mean part, but like the
Give me mean.
naggy part. It depends on what kind of mean, but like you mean they want to be like bossed around, like pick up your
I
socks,
don't
and that's
know. I don't
sexy.
know. I don't know that they wanna be, like, bossed around or not. You tell me because you got a man I don't.
Well, I think the only reason I have a man for this long is because we are like very similar and we don't nag each other really. Like
Mhm.
we literally don't fight. But I mean, I guess it depends. There are definitely
He's
things I could
scared of
pick at
you?
him
Like, I
for.
feel like your man
Is he
has to
scared?
be scared of you a little. Like, your man
maybe,
like
maybe he is. Well, this is the other thing is that we have like a very, like I said, non-combative life, and I don't like he likes to golf, he likes to do things, and I'm never like, oh, you can't do this, I don't want you to go there. Like you do what you like to do. You do what you want, and I do the same. We don't like stop each other from living our lives. So
Mhm.
I feel like that just creates an environment of joy and not an environment of resentment, right? Because we know
Okay.
so many, well, we don't know so many people. We know people that get divorced, and it's like
Mhm.
once they're divorced, it's like freedom. I can do this, I can do that now. And
Mhm.
so we make sure that our marriage is just doing what you want now so that you're not ever looking to get out of it, right? Like that's why I come down to LA to visit you. He went somewhere like we live the same way single as we would married. Obviously not everything, but you know, not fully single, but
Right,
we
right, right.
don't yeah, because I know some people who are like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to play hockey Tuesdays because my wife won't let me." And I get it because sometimes you have to take on especially when you have kids, right? You have to take on an extra load when your partner is out doing something fun. But for me, it's worth it because then I get to do what I want too. So
Right,
I
right,
don't know. I just feel
right.
like we don't have a lot of reasons to fight because we don't really like nag each other, I guess. But if you enjoy that in a partner, you probably wouldn't want to be with a partner that's more easygoing. And you might find like, oh, they don't care about me because they're not nagging me, right?
No,
So
I like your style of relationship, right? Because it's joyous, right? But I do
yeah,
think some men, like I said, some men really like that toxic, crazy, like pull a knife out on me type
I
relationship.
mean,
I'm not saying any of these men do, but I'm just saying that some men do enjoy it. I don't know
yeah,
what men, but I know that, some toxic ass men do enjoy like that, just like the passion. They consider it like passion, right?
yes. Yeah,
Um,
and I can definitely, like I said, I could see how yeah, if you're with a partner that's easygoing and they don't get angry about things, and you might see that as passionless, right? So I get that. Like if you like that, but also long-term sustainability, I don't know if there is that with that style, right?
yes,
Like that's fun for a situationship or for like a year relationship, but
when
18
you're
years
young.
of that would
Yeah, and when you're
that's
young. Yeah, because you get burnt out and it gets, like, overwhelming, but I will say that a lot of these women, like, I was very surprised to see Cynthia, like, even interested to go back to Jonathan because it didn't seem like there was much there. It seems like he fell right into it. Like, it seems like he's into it, even though he did tell the camera, "I'm gonna take some time to think about that," which I think is smart because I think in that moment, you can get caught up in, like, "Oh, she looks good," and then you
mhm,
realize, like, "Oh," like, by your next fight, you're gonna realize, like, "Oh, shit, this is why I didn't wanna, like, take it here with her," because another fight
mhm.
is bound to happen. Nothing has changed, so you guys are gonna have the
Yeah.
same type of communication, and you're gonna be right back at square one. Do you think he's gonna get back with her?
I don't know, cause like you said, I think that's fun for a time. I don't know if they would get married, though. I think he
Gotcha.
wants to hook up with her for sure, and
Yeah.
I think they could have, like, a fun, spicy little on and off thing for a couple years, but I don't think they're going to the altar.
Couple years. Good
I
lord, who's got the time? Oh,
maybe it's more off than on for a couple years,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fun for a little excitement in your life, but yeah, especially once you get married and have kids, right? Like once you have kids, I don't think there's any room for that, right? It's
Yeah.
just not fun to fight when you already have so many other responsibilities. So I
Yeah.
think they're gonna hook up for sure, but
Okay.
like going to the
Yeah,
altar,
they're not I mean, yeah, I agree they're not going to the altar. But it seemed like he was even on the fence of, like, even opening up the door, even though he was leaning
yeah,
into it, but it did seem like he was like, "Hold on, let me check," like, just make sure this is what I want, which is
that's
good, which
smart.
is
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. What did you think of Kim and Thomas? They were quite the drama these 3 episodes.
Yes. I mean, I was surprised because I thought they were done at the vacation, like the
Right.
party when they had their fight. I didn't realize that's just his style though. As we saw over these next 3 episodes, like when they fight, he's like, "Okay, we're done." And then apparently he's not done. So I'm
And
like,
and
that would
and
be
I'm wondering if we're translating it wrong, right? It's like because when he's saying we're done, I'm
mhm.
taking it as like he's ending the relationship.
Yeah,
But
me too.
it doesn't seem like maybe that's what he's saying. Like maybe he's saying we're done like talking about this. We're done with this fight. We're done with
Mhm.
this, in this moment. Because I hate somebody that ends a relationship every time you guys fight, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and I think she did say like, "Oh, you always say this." So I kind of felt like he was maybe he wasn't outright saying the relationship is done, but that is kind of what he was insinuating, right? Which is kind of like, yeah, immature or like not very, I don't know, not a good way to handle a conflict because he's obviously trying to end it maybe before she does. When he can see there's a problem, he's like, fine, we'll just end it. And so we don't have to deal with it. But yeah, that one scene where he said that, and then I thought they were done, and then he's like calling her to come for dinner with that guy. So I was like, oh, okay, they're not done. So
They just don't seem compatible to me. Like,
no.
she's got her Chanel glasses on, her Rolex, like, she's got her fur, she's, like, super fancy, and he is not that. Like I said, she needs
Hmm.
somebody that's, like, more, like, clean cut, like, like, even when he had his hair cut and was dressed up all nice, like, it still didn't really match.
No.
Like, she's used to dining at these fancy restaurants. Like, obviously, she's created a very nice lifestyle for herself. I don't think that Thomas can match that energy, but I will
No.
say she seems to like him more than I thought she liked him. Like, because I thought
Yeah.
she didn't like him. She wanted out. She had every excuse in the book to get out these 3 episodes, so the fact that she is, like, still leaning into it, willing to make it work, coming back around, I'm like, "Oh, wait, I actually think she does like him."
Yeah. I don't know though. Yeah, it's hard to say. I feel like it was a red flag that he wouldn't sign the prenup because she obviously
Was that
has a lot.
him, or was that Yannick, or was that both of them?
Well, remember when they were talking at the mixer, he said, "We've just had a big fight." Whenever they said notary, they're talking about the prenup, right? And so he was
Oh,
like, "We were at the notary and you said it wasn't like you didn't want to sign it or something." Yeah, Anik didn't sign it either, but that's what they had just had a fight 2 days before, remember? And he was like, "She's not sleeping in the bed with me and not talking to me because
yeah.
he wouldn't sign the prenup." So I'm
Okay,
like,
so I misunderstood. I
mhm.
didn't know I have it written down. I misunderstood that it was about a prenup, right? Because
Yeah.
I thought it was just about a notary, and she was upset that he said a notary is not important, and I was like, "Well, that seems like a very minimal fight," but
Mhm.
I didn't correlate to me that it was about a
I
prenup.
didn't figure it out either till Yannick and they started talking about it, and then it came out that this notary meeting that all the couples did was for a prenup. So at that when they were talking about it, they didn't say it was prenup. So yeah, I
Okay,
was like,
okay.
was it like the marriage certificate? Like what was
That's
he
what I
not
thought.
wanting to sign? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
no,
what
it
I thought.
was I love that they do the prenup there. I think that's so smart. And yeah, if he wouldn't sign it, that's a red flag because she obviously has more money. And that would make me very concerned. I feel like it should just be like very easy. Just sign it. Why wouldn't you just keep all of your own stuff and then you don't have to worry about anything? So that was a bit of a red flag. And she said when they had this fight at the mixer, like, I got over his looks, his no manners,
Yes.
all.
Oh my god! I wrote that down. I said, "Oh, damn, she just emptied the pot about how tell us how you really feel, girl." Like, she was like, "I got over his looks, I got over his social like, his lack of education, his social, bitch, basically, you say you ain't got no motherfucking decorum or no manners, bitch. Like, you really told us how you feel." So I'm like, "Do you
uh,
like him?" I don't think you do, but kinda, 'cause
No, and
he's
he
attractive.
said a little comment, which I should have gone back to watch because I think I kind of missed it. But he said something about like, "Let's just end it now, and you won't be able to put on the big dress or something." He said
Oh, I
something to
wrote it
that
down. I
effect.
wrote it
Oh,
down.
good. Okay.
I wrote it down because he said, "Oh, he said something along the lines of like, we could keep going just so you can wear a dress," or something like that. Like,
Yes.
"Ooh, guys,
So
see."
that definitely gave me concern because I'm like, yeah, she doesn't seem to like him. What is she still doing continuing on in this process, right? And
Mhm.
maybe that's what it is. She wants to be in the beautiful dress on TV and say no on the altar, right? So maybe it has more to do with that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's at
Yeah.
this point like you would really marry this guy that you just listed 10 things you hate about him and you're like, I'm gonna marry him. So
Yeah, and she is really adamant about, like, "I can't get divorced, I can't disappoint my parents, like,
mhm,
getting divorced is not an option." So, I think it seems like they're not compatible and they're not gonna get married, but yeah, like, maybe
mhm,
she just wants that moment, but also it's like, why would you want to drag your family out, you have your mom sitting there, with a wedding dress fitting, she's crying, like, super
yeah,
emotional. I would think that I would take more of a stance like Tatiana, like, I don't even wanna try on a dress because I know I'm not gonna get married, because I want to save this moment and these emotions for when it's actually gonna happen, right?
yeah.
Um,
It would just be kind of sad standing there knowing you're not gonna get married and like your mom's there crying, like you said. So yeah, it is strange. I don't know. what Kim's like. Maybe she does really like him. Maybe they're having more.
I think she does because they keep saying 90% good, 10% not good. And it's like, it doesn't seem that way to us. It seems
No.
like it's 20% good, 80% bad because you guys are, if you guys, and again, I thought they were fighting over um not a prenup but over just a notary, over her thinking notaries are important and him thinking notaries are not, and thinking, oh my god, they're fighting for 3 days over this. And he is saying, like, she picks up on the smallest things and then it turns into these big fights that last for days. And then we had this one girl throw salt on the wound and say he basically had a situationship right before coming into the pods and reached out to the girl while after he
Yeah.
got from after the like he's still in contact
Yeah.
with
Which is crazy. Like,
insane.
he definitely should not be contacting her. And I think Kim was right when she said he's just trying to appease her in case things fall apart with us so he can still go back to her. So, what did you think though? Is that fine to be like seeing someone right up until you go? I feel like it's different on this show because it is a marriage show. Some shows like Love Island, if they have a situationship or even like a not serious girlfriend or boyfriend, that's different because you're not really, going to get married. But if you're going to get married, you should kind of be in a place where you're not in these other entanglements, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's tricky, right? Because we see it a lot every season. Like last season, or I don't know if that was last season with Lauren, right? Like she had
Hmm.
this person that she was hooking up with right before going into the experiment, and it's like I don't know. Like, what's the line, right? If you're
Hmm.
in an entanglement and you know that that's not your husband, but you still want to meet your husband, could you still be going into the experiment with the right intentions? Sure, but a lot of people, I would just imagine that if you're at the point where you are seriously going on a reality TV show to get married, it's because you're having difficulty finding somebody. You're having difficulty dating. You're having difficulty meeting people, quality people. So it's like, let me try this. If you
Yeah.
have all these entanglements, sir, you're fine. You don't have
Yeah.
any problem in the in the dating space. So date. You know what I mean? So yeah, like you said, because it's a marriage experiment, yeah, like I guess there is that expectation, especially because he told Kim he had been single for a long time. So that's the problem. Now
Yes.
now
Uh-huh.
thinking of two people who you were, I mean, I guess the girl Sarah, she said during the lockdown. So 2020 that's a long time ago,
Uh-huh.
but this new girl right up into the experiment, I mean, technically, you're
Hmm.
single, but you're not. You're when you tell somebody, "I've been single for a long time," you would think, yeah, you don't have any entanglements.
Yeah, and how did they feel knowing, like, maybe they totally just see him as, like, a F buddy too, but, like, he's going on a show to find someone to get engaged to, but for you, he just wants to hook up with you, I guess? Like, do they know that this is happening, and how do they feel about it, you know? Like, I would be surprised that this girl would talk to him when he came out of the pods. Like, you just went to get engaged to someone else, and now you just wanna, like, hit me up, which is kinda weird, so
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
guess maybe they find out they don't know they're going on the show until maybe right before, and so what are you gonna do if you are, like, hooking up with someone that you don't really like, but it's just life, I guess. That's what happens now. Everybody has these, like, rosters is what they call it, right?
Mhm. That
Mhm.
is what they call it. I need to get one.
Uh, hit us up in the comments if you would like to be added to Ricky's roster. So, if you're a man,
I
40 to
don't we have
60.
very few male listeners, by the way, like 80% female.
Oh, come on, men aren't into Love Is Blind France. You're not listening to that. Yes.
Yeah, but
Sorry, we won't.
I don't know what to make of, Kim and Thomas. I don't think they're getting married. That is for sure.
No.
I think we do get a better understanding of Thomas's mindset, I think, from meeting his stepdad or whatever, his spiritual father, to say, like,
Mhm.
he doesn't really like to focus on these small things because he's lived such a tumultuous life that, like, these small things just don't seem to matter. Now, where Thomas
Yeah.
did lose me is when he said that Kim has humanized her dog and that a dog is just a dog. Like,
Yeah, that's a red flag. Big
that's a
red
red
flag.
flag. Yeah,
'Cause
no, it's not.
dogs are people, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
They are children
They
to
are.
people, and he should know that. So, but maybe he's never had a dog.
Yeah. What did you think of Kim's mom? She seemed to like Thomas.
She did. She really liked him, and I was surprised because she made it seem like her parents wouldn't like him and like the tattoos, and yeah, they seemed fine with him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, I don't know. What did you think of Clément and Kim's meeting?
I think it was fine. I mean, they seem to have a good rapport, but I don't know, nothing like stuck out about it to me. So
Yeah, it didn't seem inappropriate, but it did
no.
seem like I don't know. She seemed like she said he's more my type. He's more like clean
Mhm.
cut. I do feel like there was like that would have been a good connection.
Yeah, I think so. I think they would have had a not as bumpy of a road as she's having with Thomas, but maybe she likes that. That's what it
Yeah.
seems like. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so should we talk about Tatiana and Yannik because their road is bumpy as well,
Their
very
road is
bumpy.
over. Their road is over.
I'm sad. They started these episodes being my favorite, but I mean, we had a feeling from the preview it wasn't going to be good for them, and yeah, it went downhill fast. So,
It went downhill real fast. I don't
what?
even know. I mean, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if Yannick is just unserious. That earring just says
We knew
unserious.
it.
We knew it. We knew it.
Hmm.
Tatiana just seems like I don't know, the issues kind of started arising when he kind of alluded to wanting to live separately, right? And it's like
Yes.
you don't live separately in a marriage, and obviously I have a kid. So yes, like more of the sacrifices are going to be need to be made on your end because my child has to go to school. I'm not going to uproot his life and change his school because I'm
Yeah.
married, but also
Hmm.
and I think Yannick's perspective was like, "Okay, well, I don't wanna be forced to do anything, and if I'm forced to do something, I'm I'm not gonna take well to that," right? So
Yeah, and he seemed like he didn't like her explanation of like you should be able to take care of the whole household by yourself. And like, yes, I'm going to work and make my money, but I should be able to fall back on you, right? Which I feel like is normal, like in a marriage. I don't know. He seemed to be like shocked about that, and I was surprised because some men agree with that point of view. He's more of
not
a 50-50 guy.
nowadays, no. Nowadays, Ashley got a good one, you better just stay with it forever. But
Keep
no,
him hidden.
and I'm surprised because Yannick is African, and in African culture, like, yes, usually the men, not to stereotype, but usually the men are very traditional. But
Hmm.
this man literally said, and maybe it's the translation, but he said like, "Oh, you can't just you can't have a minimum wage job to be with this girl. Like it's not about like what you have, like, that's not what
Hmm.
I'm looking for in a marriage, like, somebody who's
Yeah.
worried about what I have, but, like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with her being an established woman. She clearly has her own money. She clearly does not need your money, but for her to
Hmm.
want a provider man, that's okay.
Yeah.
Or even wanting somebody that is on her level financially. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't take Yannick to be a 50 he's a brokey. That's what it's giving. You're a brokey. Like,
Yes, it is. I agree because yeah, it's different if they were both like 20, 25, and building up their lives, working on their careers. They want to do 50-50 until they get to that point. But yeah, she's got a child. I think they're both like late 30s, 35 to 40, right? And
yeah,
so
she's
yeah,
39,
you're
he's 35.
yeah, you're past that point of like we're building something together and you should already be taking care of yourself on your own. So there shouldn't be a problem for you to take care of me too if it got to that, right? Like she's not saying I need that right now. She's just saying I need to know that if something happened with my business, you're good and that we're not going to have a
Right.
problem, which I
But I
didn't
think
think
she
was
was
that
also
crazy.
saying, based on the translation, she was saying, like, "My expectation is for you to take care of the household like, basically, you
Hmm.
pay the mortgage, you pay the rent, and then me as, I would pitch in elsewhere, like, groceries or
Hmm.
bills or whatever, which I know but she did expect him to be the primary breadwinner of the household. Even though I'm still gonna take care of stuff, but, like, yeah, like, I'm not a 50-50 bitch, like, we're not
Hmm.
splitting the bills evenly,
And he didn't
and he
he
didn't
didn't
like
want to sign the prenup, so that's the red flag. So yeah, they obviously are not getting married. I mean, she wouldn't try on the wedding dress, and we see the preview. She's gonna end it. Oh, what did you think of the chat with her mom?
Ooh,
She
she
really
lit his
gave it to
ass
him.
up.
Yeah,
She lit his ass up.
I
I
loved
was
it.
actually like, because Tatiana was just letting her light his ass up. Like, she didn't
Mm,
stop him. First of all, she brought up all of their issues in front of the mom, which
yeah.
I think is completely inappropriate, right? Like, if
Mm,
you are in a marriage, like, we shouldn't have these conversations in front of especially
no.
when it's the first meeting. This is their first meeting. That was probably the worst
Hmm.
first meeting I've ever seen. Like, she like about the contract, about the perfume,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, like,
She should have said all that to him, right? It was like she used her mom to say it. She said the problems in front of her mom and then let her mom take over with like telling him it
yeah,
was wrong. So
yeah.
I think she should have just said it. But yeah, it was very awkward.
Mom said, "You're not up to her level." Like,
Hmm.
literally said, "You're not on her level." Like,
Yeah.
and and
Which I
and I
mean,
I could tell Yannick was getting, offended, right? Like, he was like, "I don't like," basically, "I don't let anyone talk to me like this, and, like, you're
mm,
kinda talking to me crazy." Like, you know what I mean? And, like, it was bad though. It was
yeah.
really bad. Like, it was really bad the way that the mom was, like, looking at him with disgust. Like, first
Hmm.
of all, he didn't bring anything to the meeting. That's a red flag, you know?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, he seemed checked out. I mean, he didn't go to that perfume date, and it sort of seemed like he was trying to get out of it anyway. So I don't even know why he went to this meeting with her mom. He was giving that thing that men do where they want you to break up with them. So you're just gonna like put in no effort until you finally get the hint. And she did get the hint, but
I
I
was
think he should have skipped that meeting.
yeah, I was surprised. I thought after the perfume date, they weren't really gonna, because why would you plan this nice, thoughtful date for her, right? Like, that's a really cute date. Like, we're gonna
Yeah.
create a scent together, and then it's like, you set the appointment and then you don't show up, and then you're like, "It's not a big deal, we can reschedule it." I'm
Hmm.
already here, bitch. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like you told me, like, a few
Yeah.
hours ago that we're gonna reschedule it. I'm literally
No.
sitting here.
I'm
Everything's
on the date.
like, I'm on the date. Like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
even talking about? So,
Yeah.
again, yeah, I think that and maybe Tatiana went into the meeting with the mom, not with the purpose of you meeting my mom, but with the purpose of like, yeah, Imma have her get in your ass and say everything
Uh-huh.
that I wanna say. That's what it genuinely seemed like to me,
Mhm.
because she didn't play. Like, it was harsh. Like, if I was Yannick, I probably would have gotten up and walked out, because
Yeah.
it was probably one of the worst parent meetings I've ever seen on Love Is Blind.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to the altar, but what about Julie and Charles? They are
Listen,
coming around just like we
what?
thought they might.
I
So,
think they are my favorite now,
yeah.
100%. Like, they're my favorite. Like, they're my favorite couple now. Like,
Yeah, it's been a slow burn, which I think is it works. Sometimes for women, we see someone, they're not our immediate type, we're not attracted, but it can definitely grow on you, like through their actions and their behavior and the way they treat you. And then suddenly you're attracted to them. And that's what happened with these two. So, yeah, I think we have a good shot at them maybe actually getting married.
I think so.
I think
I
they're a good catch. What did you think of Sarah talking to them both at the mixer?
Um, you know what? One thing you have to respect about Sarah is that she's very blunt, and everything she said
Yes.
behind Julie's back, she said it to her face. I thought that the translation was really funny because they were saying bimbo, but I had the subtitles on too, and it was saying slut. So I guess bimbo
Oh.
relating to slut. Um, yes. So every time Julie was saying, you made it seem like I was like this bimbo, she was actually saying slut, I guess,
Oh, wow.
I'm this promiscuous loose woman, and Sarah said to her, "Well, yeah, we did all feel that way. Like, we did all feel like you were like the little slut of the villa. And I'm sorry that you were offended by that." But at least she
Mhm.
told her to her face.
Yeah.
And I mean, she apologized. So it's like, okay, cool. I still think Sarah's a raging bitch. I don't even remember what happened in her talk with him. Oh, the
He remember
DMs.
when
What did he DM her about? That's what I wanted to know.
well, I was just laughing because remember when he broke up with her and she left the pod and she was like, "Don't DM me, I won't read it." And the fact that he still DM'd her was so funny because yeah, she didn't read it. I don't think they told us what he said though, but it was probably
Um,
just an apology or something to that effect. But yeah, I mean, he seemed pretty convinced though that like they had a connection. I wasn't getting that from her. I thought she saw him and was like, okay, I'm glad it didn't pan out, and she was happy. But he was sort of like, if Julie wasn't here, we would be together, and I thought that was weird.
I misread. I think we have a different take on that because I thought there was some energy there between them.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, it went okay. There was nothing disrespectful, but I'm sensing an energy, like a flirty energy that like he's into
Mm,
it and she's a little into it, and
yeah. Okay.
that
I didn't think she was into it, but it's hard to tell. I think with her personality, because she is so like
cold. Yeah,
bold. So I thought that was just how she was being. So,
yeah,
but
yeah. But overall, nothing like I think disrespectful. But I
no.
think they're so cute. Like they were a slow burn. They're
Hmm.
coming around, and they're just honestly so cute.
Yeah. Sabrina and Van Me, I guess, is it? I was saying Van My before, but I think it's
They're
Van Me.
doomed.
So doomed.
They're
So
doomed.
doomed. I
She
his
plays it.
sister did not like her. The whole ex thing, like they just need to let this go. They're really
She
hung up on it.
needs
Yeah.
to let it go.
Yeah.
She's very, very insecure. For her to be
Very.
so pretty and she's insecure, she's possessive, she's jealous, she's everything you don't want. Like she's crazy.
Hmm.
She's crazy. Like the fact that she even went to his job and, like, her first thing was like, "Do you have female patients?" Like, "Of
Yeah.
course I have female patients." Like, "What are you talking? Are they fit? You have athletic, you have, like, hot female pa," like, you're j there's no way that this relationship is gonna work out because she's too insecure.
Mm.
Like, the fact they
I
were gonna
think
this man about his patients is wild.
Yeah, I think when she saw him, she thought she's more attractive and that he was gonna be obsessed and constantly complimenting her and being like, "Wow, like, I can't believe I'm with you," and he's been very nonchalant about it, and she's, like, thrown off, right? Like, she can't believe it, and it's making her super insecure and, like, totally just thrown. I think she's just used to being told she's attractive, and it's not that he's not telling her that, but he's not, like, falling all over her, right? He's just kinda like, "You're not my usual type, you're cute," and she's just mind blown, but that's what
And
he's
him
saying.
and, what's sending me is that, like, you are also saying that he is not your usual type.
Yeah.
What's the big fucking deal? Like,
Mhm,
the fight that they had at the apartment in front of everyone, like,
mhm.
"Oh, he showed me all of his exes," and he's like, you showed me your exes, I showed you my exes." "No, you showed me all of these big boobed girls that
Yeah,
look like whores."
pores.
Like, "I saw you looking at Kim." Now you think he's looking at Kim because Kim is Asian and he's Asian, which is like,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Because if you claim that all of his exes are brunette, big breasted whores, then no, he would not be into Kim at all. Like, so why do you think he's into Kim? Like,
Well,
what?
they kept saying dark hair and olive skin. I'm like, are they referring to is she saying all of his exes have been Asian? Because that's kind of what I gathered when she said you would like Kim. So, yeah, I don't know. Like people might have a type, but they date outside their type sometimes. I just don't know why she's so hung up on what his exes look like. Like it doesn't mean anything, you know?
Insane. That fight was insane. Like, you're going on and on about his exes. You're hung up on the fact that he didn't say you're beautiful, but he said that you're cute and he doesn't give you compliments, and you're crazy. You're
Yeah.
crazy. Like, you're too insecure.
His
Like,
sister his sister basically told her that to her face. Was like,
why would
"You're
you ask this man's sister what were his exes like?
yeah, are we the same?" Like, "No, you're not." His sister was not feeling her. I thought it was odd when did his sister say, like, "Did it bother you that he was Asian or something?" Like, which was odd, I thought. Like, why would that bother her? Maybe it's
Was
probably the
it the
translation.
translation? Yeah, like, maybe she said, like, "Oh, like, did you care?" Like, was it a thought?
Were you
Like, "Have
expecting
you
it? Yeah,
dated"
yeah.
yeah, "Did you expect that he was Asian? Have you dated an Asian?" You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Van Mai seems like very Van Me? Van Me.
I guess it's family, yeah. I think
He
I heard.
seems very, like you said, very laid back, very cool,
Mm,
calm, and collected.
mhm.
Sabrina's definitely giving toxic, like she needs that excitement, that toxic, that passion, and Van Me needs somebody very calm, and his sister
Yeah.
said of his exes are calm. I don't think that Sabrina has a strong personality. I think that Sabrina is a
Crazy.
psychotic, crazy person.
His sister said psychopath. So
Oh, yeah, the sister did call her a psychopath. Like, and the fact that you can pick up on the fact that she's a psychopath within
Mhm.
minutes, within a brief conversation is really telling. Like, and she's insecure, and they're not getting married.
No, definitely not. I think
Yeah,
the only other couple is Chloe and is it Anthony? Is that his name?
yeah,
Okay.
I
They're
think.
kind of they're kind of not boring, but not a lot going on there. But definitely she's way more into it. They both have admitted that, and I don't know that that's a position I would want to be in as a woman. Like she keeps saying I'm being patient and letting him like come around, but I wouldn't really want to do that. So, do you think they have a hope?
I don't know. I don't. It doesn't it's not looking too good. Like,
Mhm.
she's really into him. He's not into
Mhm.
her. He keeps saying, "Oh, I need more time." Like, why would you go on Love is Blind? You know that it's a quick process. You know that the end goal is to get married very, very fast. So the
Mhm.
fact that you're just like, you're not sure because everything's going too fast. Like, that's the point of the experiment, you
Yeah.
know?
And I think for a man, like, I don't know if the, like, obsession or, like, love or attraction like that can grow, you know what I mean? Like, they either have it off of the bat or they don't, and I don't know if they can, like, convince themselves enough for, like, a marriage, you know? And he
Mhm.
said that too. He was like, "I don't feel that, like, love feeling enough to get married." So, I don't know that you're just suddenly gonna have that. The way, like, Julie and Charles, she got it suddenly because I feel like that can happen more easily for a woman, but it's harder the other way around.
I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
And he said something to the camera like, "I'm not gonna say I love you on a TV show, and that's gonna be the first time I say it is in front of a camera." Like, I don't know, but she seems, like, very sure of him, like, she seems so into him. She's just like, "Yeah, I'll be patient, I'll wait." He's the type of man that you wait for.
Wait, is his name Joseph? I
Oh,
said
his name's Alexander.
Oh,
Alexander.
Alexander. I said Anthony.
Oh, and
Too
I'm like,
many names.
"Yeah,
Alexander, Anthony.
Alexander. I don't know who is Josie." Yeah,
I have a
The Alexandre.
Yeah,
We're
yeah, Alexander. Yeah,
calling him
you're right.
Alex. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so there
Yeah.
is no Joseph. Why do I have Joseph written down?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't know. It
I'm
doesn't look too
confused.
good. So right now, the only couple that we see getting married is Julie and Charles. Like, I feel like maybe Alex is going to surprise us, and I feel
Mhm,
like he's going to be like, I was psyching myself out. I am madly in love with her. I was just scared to like
mhm,
acknowledge my feelings. And then they're going to get married too. And I feel like those will be our two couples.
mhm. I think Kim and Thomas could surprise us. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Maybe you're right. You're right. You're right.
But
But
I don't know, that's a slim chance. I'm like, "Well, maybe," but probably not.
yes.
I
And
don't
it
think
looks like all of them are going to the altar except for Yannick and Tatiana.
yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
we saw all of them in their suits and their wedding dresses, so I guess we'll find out next time. I saw that it's 2 episodes next week and then another one the week after, so maybe that's the reunion? Or do you think it must be the weddings next time, right?
Next time. Yeah. Next time I think we're going to get the weddings and then the
So that
reunion.
means the reunion drops October 1st, which is the same day as the Love Is Blind USA premiere. So that's going to be a busy day. So,
A busy day and rent
and
due. No, I'm just like
that, yes, got to make the money that day. So, you got any other thoughts? Did we miss anyone? I think that was all of the couples.
That was all of the couples. I mean, I don't know, like,
Oh,
what?
oh no, we did talk about it. We
What?
talked about the girl with Thomas. We didn't mention the girl that was talking about. I never realized you pronounce it Anais or something. I always thought it was Anais, but we did talk about that. We just
Yeah.
the girl telling all the tea at the party. I
Telling
appreciated
all
her for that.
good, good.
Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. But yeah, no, I think we got everything. It's just next week's previews. Obviously, we see Tatiana breaks up with Yannick, and he's
Mhm.
calling her, and he's still trying to seemingly maintain a relationship, but we can tell by the wedding snapshots that they're not going to go to the altar. But we do see Vanme and Sabrina at the altar. We do see Kim and Thomas at the altar. We do see Julie and Charles at the altar. And we do see Alex and Chloe, right? At the altar.
Yeah. I wonder if they're just not showing us Tatiana and Yannik, and then they will show up at the altar. I don't see that happening at
But
this
I didn't
point.
see Jonathan and Cynthia in them at all.
No. I doubt that they will be going.
Not at the altar, but like I didn't see them in the
Oh, in the episodes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
to see if they
Maybe reconcile.
date or whatever, or even have a conversation.
Maybe at the reunion we'll hear about that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so far so good. I'm really, really liking this Love is Blind France. So I'm glad we
I
watched
agree.
this.
Yeah, I'm glad we did too. It's been very entertaining and good. I was gonna say characters, but I guess they're real people. So good cast members. I think they're being really real. Whether you love them or hate them or don't like how they're acting, they're just being themselves, which I appreciate. So I think it's been refreshing. So yeah, we'll be back next week with the 9 and 10. We've got our Love Island USA games. I guess it's just Love Island games, but it's only airing in the USA, right?
Yeah, because it's on Peacock. So yeah.
Right. So Love Island Games season 2, we're covering that, and we still got our Bravo Day. So check out all of those, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.